What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're gonna continue that one film.
Simple. I'm just going to leave my home, and I was already getting an impression by the amount of traffic that he wasn't being honest with me because he says, I can't work with you here. I said, well, you have a computer, you have a phone. How much work is
What
in?
part of an escort service did you think was legal there?
Well, I understood escorting.
If that's what you're saying that's not that
Well,
was
he
never
explained
the
to
case.
me that escorts are legal here in New York. Prostitution's not legal, but escorting is. So that was his. But then when I realized that, okay,
I mean, your clear implication is that he was up to no good. So
no, my observations were that he wasn't going to keep the word he said, because I told him it was an apartment for a couple, for him and his girlfriend. If the driver comes pick him up and take him, that's fine. But the driver stayed the night, and 3 girls. There was 5 people the first night he stayed there, and 5 people every time he was there. When I did call the cops, they said, oh, he's got a receipt.
So he leaves on the 22nd. How do you figure that you can keep $2,000?
No, I gave him, the cops came. They said, okay, you rented him the room?
Who called the cops?
He did. We both did. And they
Okay.
both showed up, and they both said, okay,
Before you call the cops, what's the showdown? Who says what to who?
He says, give me $2,000 and I'll leave. And I said, I'm not going to do it. I don't have the money. I paid the rent, which was $1,200. What I have left was $700. I said, so I said, I'll give you $700 to give me my keys and get out of my house. So he took the $700, gave me my keys, and left. So technically, he paid $1,300 for 22 days living in my house.
That's a lot.
Yeah, with 5 people, with baggage and traffic.
Okay,
I understand I owe him something, but at the point where I was being kicked out of my own home, we shook on the $3,000. And if he wasn't going to meet me with the $3,000, he should have had a plan B.
So the police get called over, and what happens?
They talked to us. They explained to us, okay, you took his money. You guys agreed. Now you guys aren't in agreement. Handle it, basically. No police report, no nothing.
Did you ever leave, by the way?
Planning to publish your book? You could reach 3 billion more readers. If you've written a
No, I couldn't leave. And I don't know what kind of.
How do you figure it's fair that he paid? Let's assume you paid him $700,
I
right?
did,
So that's
yes.
$1,300. If he stayed there 15 days and the rent is $1,000 a month, but it's $1,000 a month with your butt out of there, why would it be fair for him to pay even $1,000 for 15 days?
No, I understand it is less than that, but I didn't make the agreement.
I understand what you're saying.
I didn't break the agreement.
You say he breached. He says you breached. I think he's lying. I think he's supposed to pay the $3,000 up front because you can't verify employment, because it's obvious that he's not just paying you $1,000 every first of the month, because he paid $2,000 before moving in. That is not the act of a man who doesn't have to pay up front. I know he's lying about that.
That was the thing. He kept trying to renegotiate afterwards, and I wasn't up for renegotiation. I didn't trust him anymore.
Okay, it doesn't matter because you kept too much money and he's going to get money back.
No, I'm
You're
agreeing
wrong.
with that.
Okay,
No, I'm
yeah,
agreeing
well,
with that.
let's see if you agree after I rule. All right, you paid $2,000. He returned $700. That means he still has $1,300. I find that of the $1,300, you owe him $400 for rent. And that means that there's a net judgment in your favor that you have to return of $900 for the rent. All this other stuff like cable and rooms for entertainers. You crossed out for entertainers. You're handing me receipts. And the receipts are hotel rooms for somebody named Nino. So I don't know what you were running, but these aren't going to be proof that you stayed at a hotel because he was staying in the house. I've already reduced your rent, so that would take that into account. I order you to return $900 to the plaintiff. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Judge.
Let's see what the defendant has to say. You gave back some money there. What's your reaction to this outcome?
Actually, I'm pleased. I was under the impression I owed him a couple dollars. I wasn't exactly sure how much.
What do you think was going on over there? What kind of business was
He's a
it?
shady character. He's, exploiting women. And I didn't think it was a big deal, but when I saw the kind of clientele he had with him and the kind of people he was running with.
What kind?
Just undesirable. People desperate. Just desperate people, you know what I mean?
All right. Just head right down there, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so come on in here, sir. And satisfied how this came out?
Sure, I was a little stuck talking to the judge, and she kind of yelled at me, but I'm satisfied, yeah. I guess I forgot to wear my suit and my hat with the feather, and I forgot to bring all my girls today, since he accuses me of all that, but thanks for the promotions.
Okay, wait.
Señor Ícaro.
What do you make of his comments about your...
I think he's just trying to make me look like,
What are you doing
diminish
there?
my character. Well, listen, I have nothing to say about that, I work with a lot of entertainers, and I work with women, I work with men, and,
All right.
that's how it
Okay,
goes.
over to Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, so there is a public policy that judges will not enforce illegal contracts. If the issue in this case were squarely that this guy was running an escort service and the defendant wanted to undo the lease, This guy's right, he probably could, but in this case, it was really more about how much actual time was spent in the apartment. So the whole illegal contract thing really didn't play at all a factor in the case.
Okay, guys, so we are going to be reacting to another YouTube video. Right here.
Mr. Escarino, I'm going to start with you, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Perfect. Better. I want you to think back to January of 2014.
Yeah. Yes.
Who were you living with?
I was jumping from place to place. Then I wasn't
Now,
really
place
stable.
to place. Nobody lives place to place.
Jumping from
Where were
friend's
you
house.
sleeping?
Jumping from friend's house to friend's house, and sometimes staying with my girlfriend.
Sometimes staying with your girlfriend who was pregnant.
Yes.
So you were staying with her a lot.
Yes.
Now, I don't want you to play with me, Mr. Escarino. It annoys me. I don't like stress. At my age, it's not good for me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So we're going to
Why
start
are you
over
laughing?
again.
It's
Okay.
not funny.
In January of 2014, where were you living?
You want me to stay with my girlfriend, or?
No,
'Cause it's
I
the same
want you
answer.
to say where were you spending most of your nights?
Okay, with my girlfriend.
Ah,
It's a little more specific.
that's the kind of specificity I'm looking for. So you and your pregnant girlfriend
Yes.
was spending,
Whoa.
that's her,
Yes.
was spending your time together at her home.
Yes.
And who was she living with?
With her father.
So that means that you, pregnant girlfriend, were staying in the same house as her father.
Yes.
And how long had you been staying at the same house with her father?
With her father, about no more than a month.
1 month. And where had you been staying before her father?
I was living with my friend for a while.
Was your girlfriend staying with you with your friends
No.
also? So she was with her father.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how old are you, Miss Ramos?
21.
And the place where you were living with the boyfriend and your father, was it your house or his house?
It was my apartment.
When had you leased that apartment?
December of 2013
And before that, where were you living?
with my mother.
How long had you been living with your mother?
I'm going to say like 5 years
And where was your father living during that time?
at his mother's house.
At his mother's house. Now, I want you to tell me under what circumstances he came to move into your apartment.
There was really
Look at
no...
me. Let's understand each other, Miss Ramos. It's not going to be any more pleasant for you because I'm going to get to the bottom of this case. Then it's my joy to do that.
Right,
It's what keeps my juices flowing.
right.
Do you understand?
Yes.
What brought you and your father together in January of 2014, living under the same roof?
He did not want to live with his mother anymore, which is my
And so
grandmother.
that you had a discussion with him.
That if he didn't feel comfortable anymore living at his mother's house, he was more than welcome to come and live with me.
And how many bedrooms did you have in your apartment?
Just a one bedroom.
So where was your father sleeping?
He had the bedroom to himself.
And where were you sleeping?
I was sleeping in the living room.
With him?
Mm-hmm.
In January of 2014, Mr. Escarino, what kind of work were you doing?
I was unemployed.
Okay. And there came a time when you got into some sort of a kerfuffle with the police.
Yes.
Now, without sugarcoating it, I want you to tell me what that kerfuffle was about.
It was commercial burglary and felony evading.
So you were burglarizing a premises.
Yes.
What kind of premises were you burglarizing?
More like vehicles.
You were stealing a car.
No, breaking into a car.
A car.
Yeah, it wasn't premises. It was more like vehicles.
Breaking into a car. What were you going to do once you got into the car?
He said he had seen some things that might have been valuable. I'm not sure, to be honest. He went in, he got seen, came back to my car. I had a little altercation, I must say, with a week before that, and I knew my girlfriend was pregnant, so I wasn't really trying to go back to jail, so I fled.
Now, when you fled, there was a high-speed chase,
Yes.
but they caught you.
Yes.
And they took you to jail, and they fixed bail.
Yes.
How much bail?
My bail was set at $100,000.
And how much did the bond cost?
That I'm not aware of. They handled the paperwork and everything. I was not aware of the price.